what worked 5-10 years ago in the coaching space doesn't really work today. So we're going to talk about the 7 things that I would edit or update in your offer with specific coaching, health-specific examples for you to be able to look at today and go, am I doing this? How could I make this better? And how to make your offer hit and convert far more than it is right now for myself. Hey coach, Xenia Wood here, and this is the Swift Coaches Academy podcast, created for service-based business owners who are ambitious enough to break free from the forever hustle and create scalable businesses that truly make an impact while also giving us freedom. With more than a decade of experience, we're not here to waste your time on theory. Instead, just sharing what works and what doesn't to help you get clear as fuck on your next move and show you exactly how to implement the systems and strategies that you need to scale with confidence. Welcome back. Life update this week is regarding how changing your environment truly does change fucking everything around you. And this comes from a story from literally just this week with me, where I've been going to the gym and I've recently been, speaking to this girl and partnering up with her in certain exercises and things like that. And she's just a real negative Nelly. And just in terms of like, oh, it's cold. Oh, I don't like running. Oh, we have to do 20 reps. And in my head, I'm like, this is not helpful, right? Like, there's been studies done that say if you hang around A players and people who are striving for excellence, you become an A player by association. If you hang around C players, you also drop to their standards and drop to their level. And so I had noticed myself slipping in my training as a result of this one thing and spending time around this one person during my session. Because when people say those things, even if we have a really strong mindset and we're like, I'm not going to be affected by it, it's just so much more mental energy to kind of reject that. Versus, I remember this one time, there was a different girl at the gym and she was like, fuck yeah, go Xenia, you got this. And like really encouraging the whole time. And I was like, wow, I do got this. And I noticed myself putting in more effort and actually moving faster through the exercises than I had with the person who was giving C grade energy vibes. And so this is just my reminder to myself and to anyone else who needs to hear it that your environment matters so fucking much. And so as a result of this, I literally said to her the other day at the gym, I was like, hey, happy to be your partner if today we just can, like, there's like no like complaining and we just like positive today. And she's like, oh, I can't do that. And I was like, okay. And so I decided to go and not work out specifically with her because I just set that intention of like, I can do this with you, but I can't have that negativity around me. And that was so fine. And we were both okay with that. I'm like, okay, you can go be negative over there. You can do that if you feel like somehow that serves you. But if you are noticing that this is happening in your circles, in your life, and the people you're surrounding yourself with, or the people you're speaking to out in business, they're all saying, oh my gosh, the economy, or no one's buying. Even if you don't believe that to be true, over time, those people will wear you down because it's so much easier to rise up to people who are positive and towards rather than push away from people who are negative. That's a really hard thing to do from a mental energy standpoint. And so if that's you in business or in life or in whatever it is, then maybe it's worth having either the conversation if you still want to be a part of their life, or distancing yourself from them, or not talking about specific topics that maybe bring out those negative energy vibes that are not supporting and serving you and where you want to go. So that's my little rant. But today we're going to be talking about if your offer is not converting. We are going to be doing the Xenia special, which is not a special because it's an always thing. We're going to be talking about the 7 brutal truths that every experienced coach needs to hear. Because what worked 5-10 years ago in the coaching space doesn't really work today. It was good enough back then to just be a coach and to just be good at what you did and to just say, hey, I do X number of sessions and this is how much it is, and great. People would end up signing up and they'd work with you and then they'd sort of experience it. it's no longer good enough. And especially if you're experienced or in the online space and you want to differentiate yourself from everyone else who's just saying the same shit because now it's so easy to start a business. But the challenge now is to actually scale the business, because it's a click of a button. You open an Instagram page, you start talking about a thing, and you assume that people will suddenly be interested and sign up with you, or over time be interested and sign up with you. But not if we haven't nailed the offer. And this is the first kink in the hose that we spoke about in a previous episode, number 126, when we talked about stop spinning your wheels and find the bottleneck in your business. So if your first kink in your hose, your offer, is not solid, it's going to be really hard for leads to flow through that hose. Some will still get through, but if the offer sucks, then you're going to get a far less leads and far less sales as a result of this. So we're going to talk about the 7 things that I would edit or update in your offer with specific coaching, health-specific examples for you to be able to look at today and go, am I doing this? How could I make this better for myself? So the first one is if the promise or the outcome that you have is weak or vague. So this could look like selling something really generic and going, hey, weight loss, right? Really generic. Or, hey, like get rid of your back pain. Really vague and not specific enough. Something I always talk about with our students when we're talking about the outcome is, can people visualize it? Can they actually see themselves in that future version of the outcome that you are committing that you're going to get them? So examples of how you could shift from just weight loss or getting pain-free into something that's really tangible and clear are things like this. So instead of just weight loss, you could say fit back into your jeans in 8 weeks without doing cardio, right? Or if you wanted people to have more energy and you were focusing on improving energy levels throughout the day, then you could say, instead of feel more energized, right? Or you hear like feel more confident. These are very vague. Reclaim your strength. These are very vague statements. So let's get specific. So example for the feel more energized would be wake up without hitting snooze and jumping out of bed in just 10 days or something like that. And in terms of like building a healthier lifestyle, that could be something that I've seen, or is something, sorry, that I've seen on Instagram pages before. And instead I'd shift that to something like lose 6 kilos without tracking calories using my health coach reset method, or whatever it is. And the great thing about adding in like your method is because that's a unique point of difference that you have that no other coach has. And it's your intellectual property as to how you get them that outcome through the steps that you've crafted and created. And I believe we've talked about this. If you search for your signature method or signature system, I'll have to check that in the show notes in terms of, we've spoken specifically before about, I believe, the method that you get your clients and how to set that up for yourself. The second thing that you want to do with your offer to upgrade it and get more leads, more inquiries, more people saying, heck yes, that sounds amazing, is the fact that you didn't nail the timeline, because speed sells. I've spoken about this at length in terms of if you have someone who's torn their ACL, the standard is to get people better in 9 months and returning to sport. But if you can do that in 6 or 4 months, people are likely to pay more money and want to choose your option over someone who does it in 9 months if they're going to get the same result and the same level of outcome, I guess, in terms of like, you don't want to get them a shorter result and then something that's not sustainable or has a high injury risk, right? But if you can nail the timeline and potentially shorten it versus something else as well, is really helpful. So a lot of the times in the health space, people will say to me, but Dania, like it's so much easier to just get liposuction or surgery or weight loss surgery to lose weight. How can I compete with that? And it's like, absolutely right. You probably can't, but what are the pros that exercise has that weight loss doesn't? And what is the timeline that they're going to get versus something else? So it could just be in as little as 3 30-minute sessions a week, as opposed to the other alternative is like cardio every single day, right? For an hour plus. So you're positioning it versus something else that is of similar vein, but is going to take them far longer to achieve that result. You could also say when they're going to start seeing the results. So you could say clients see measurable strength gains in just the first 3 sessions with us. Yeah. So you're saying that the start of the result, the first time they'll see that result is going to be in just 3 sessions. So it's a really great way to help our clients understand how long it's going to be until they see results, knowing that it's not like usually like a one session fix. Yeah. The third thing is if there's too much effort and not enough ease in how they get the results. So like I mentioned before, if they have to do cardio every single day for 60 minutes, that sounds like a lot of effort. But if you could say something like just 3 short workouts a week, or no need to track calories, or all your meals have 5 ingredients or less, super easy to prep, everything you need in just 10 minutes. Something like that could be really effective in when you're marketing your offer to people who are like, oh, I'm really time poor, I'm really busy. Instead of saying like meal plan, right? Really vague. Instead, 5-minute meals. Yeah. Really, really helpful for people to want to choose to work with you because they really understand the offer and it aligns with what they want. Number 4, in how to make your offer hit and convert far more than it is right now, is to make sure that there's proof in your offer. So this is not necessarily something that you would say like in the offer exactly, but when you're talking about it to clients, or maybe like if you have a title of what your offer is, the byline or something could be like proven to have worked with over 1,200 clients just like you, or something like that. Yeah. Or you could say specific case study scenarios and say like James went from daily painkillers to pain-free in just 60 days. Yeah, try it for yourself. Things like that. So you're not guaranteeing they'll get pain-free, but you're saying that like someone else was able to achieve this. Yeah. You could also say something like this method, like it could be like a testimonial from a client saying that, this method helped them lose more weight and build more confidence in the gym than any other personal trainer has in the last 4 years, right? Like that would be huge proof for you. And so you're going to filter this in wherever you talk about your offer. You can talk about it when you're pitching it. You can talk about it specifically relating to them. If there's someone who had, let's say, shoulder pain, and you say, hey, like we've actually got probably about 10 other clients at the moment who also have shoulder pain, and we've worked with dozens in the past. And what's generally happened with them is in the first 6 weeks, they're seeing really great results. And by week 12, about 80% of them are pain-free, right? So you're helping people feel confident to work with you because of your credibility in the results that you've gotten people in the past. Number 5, as to how to upgrade your offer and get more leads and sales, is make sure it sounds different or unique. Yeah. If this could be an offer that literally anyone could say, then it feels a bit, I guess, sometimes disingenuous. And it just feels like something you copy pasted from everyone else. So the way that you would look at this is go, like a lot of people say, oh, we offer daily support, right? Or it could be like, we do check-ins or things like that, okay? So instead you could contrast and compare that between what the industry is doing versus how you do it differently. So the example could be, most coaches offer 15-minute check-ins every single week, but instead we're in your pocket every single day. Yeah. So what you're saying is most people make you do a check-in, and you could potentially call out the downsides of that and be like, you don't need another phone call or another message check-in. What you need is someone on tap in the moments that it matters. Right. And so by saying the same thing, I offer daily support or whatever, you're saying we're there for you whenever you need it, in a way that people go, oh, that's what I want. Like no one wants a 15-minute check-in, but they do want their coach on demand in the moments that matter. Yeah. Another way that I have structured this on our rehab website is we had like a compare and contrast the difference. So it was like most allied health professionals offer like a 45-minute consult, and that's it. And then it said what we offer, and it goes 45-minute consult plus exercise plan plus, a coach in your pocket for when you need it, plus a programming app, and all these inclusions were listed. And it was saying like, see the difference. Yeah. Like, do you just want 45 minutes of support, or do you want us as a partner in your rehab journey? And so it's a very different proposition to someone based on what they're after. And if they really do want to get great support and they're looking for that ongoing support, then of course they would want to choose the other option. Number 6 is not having scarcity or urgency. Now, I've spoken about this before, but it's really important to not fake these things, because I just feel like everyone's heard scarcity and urgency from Hormozy or someone else. And so they just like chuck random numbers in. They're like, oh, I'm looking for 3 people, or like, I've only got 6 spots left, or offer closes on Friday, but then it doesn't close. Or they have way more than 6 spots available. So please be in integrity with this, because if you do get called out, then you just have lost all of your credibility. Okay. And that's not cool. So examples of how you could do this is something like, we only have capacity for 5 new clients every month because of our lengthy onboarding process to support everyone to get great results. That could be something you could genuinely say, because if you think about it, you probably can't take on like 30 clients a week, or even a month potentially, depending on the model that you have. And so how many could you genuinely take on to create genuine scarcity? Yeah. Or with urgency, you could say sign up before Friday, and you could do prices going up if it truly is, or you could do something like, and get a bonus meal plan included, or get a bonus something else, or an additional 2 sessions or 2 weeks or whatever it is. So instead of removing things, aka reducing the cost, you can add things, aka add more bonuses that are valuable to them so that they sign up. We did this with our Black Friday offer last year, and I may bring it back, but it'll probably be very different. So the way that we did it last year was 13 months for the price of 12. And then there were different inclusions that we added in. So we have an annual retreat coming up this year, first time ever. That was included for free for everyone who's part of our Biz Academy right now, which is insane value. And then we also had additional masterclasses and additional support options that were included for those people who signed up at that time. Yeah. So it's a great way to get people to work with you without having to reduce your prices. And then number 7 is make sure that you are selling the result, not the process. Yeah. So if you're selling the process, you're selling, we do this many sessions, we have this many meals that we prep for you, or we tell you how to prep, or you do this many check-ins. That's the process, right? And that's logistical questions, but people want to know first and foremost, can you get me the outcome that I want? They don't care about the inclusions until they know that you can help them. And then maybe they want to know T's and C's about some of it, but some people actually truly don't. So instead of saying like this training or this package includes like exercise plans and habit trackers, you could say something like a clear, doable plan that fits your life and gets fast results, or gets results in under 30 days would be even more clear than that. Yeah. Or instead of saying you get one-on-one support and like educational videos, and there's 63 of them. No one wants 63 educational videos. But if you said we guide you step by step and reverse engineer your program to suit your needs, even if you've tried everything before, then you could say, okay, well, if you reverse engineer it, maybe they do need to watch these 3 micro videos to understand certain things, but no one needs the videos as part of like what you're selling, because people don't want to be sold to have to sit there and watch and do things, because again, that feels like more effort, and we're trying to reduce the effort for them. Yeah. So instead, we're just saying like, we have the plan, we have the system, we have all the strategies for you, and we reverse engineer it and we craft it for you, and it's personalized, or maybe it's not, not personalized, maybe it's just crafted in such a way that you're guaranteed to get results. Yeah. So those are our 7 things. I'm just going to revisit them so that you can have a look through your offer and see what is or isn't needing to be changed with you if your offer's not converting now as well as you'd like it to be. So number 1, the promise was the promise was vague or weak. Yeah. Number 2, you maybe didn't sell the time frame for them to get the result. Number 3, there was too much effort involved and it wasn't easy enough or simple to get the result. Number 4, there was no proof available for them to see other people who've gotten the result. Number 5, You weren't different or unique enough. Number 6, there was no scarcity or urgency. And number 7, you were selling the process, not the result. I hope this episode has helped you. If it has, please share it with a friend, colleague who you believe could benefit from this. And until next time, move swiftly. Hey, coach, before you go, the reason I do this every single week and the reason we've been able to surpass 100 episodes is because of you. So thank you. We're on a mission towards never seeing another coach leave the industry because they didn't have the skills or the confidence to scale. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that before you forget. I read every single one of the comments and share as many as I can. So if you found this episode valuable, sharing it with a friend who might be able to benefit from hearing it would honestly mean so much to me. Until next time, and in whatever you do, move swiftly.